Hello everybody, and welcome back to a new live stream. All right, so today in this live stream, we're going to be doing something different. So in this live stream, we're going to be designing a website. Actually, it's going to be a full website, but it's going to be a one-page website. So everything you need to check on the website is going to be on just one single page. So you're going to be redirected to a new page whenever you want to check something on a website. So let's say you want to contact the owner of the website, you want to check about them or any other thing, everything is just available on the same page. And for this tutorial, we're going to be using this domain that says one.thewpbro.com. Actually, this is a subdomain, but it works as a complete website itself. So you can just go ahead and get a domain name for yourself. And if you don't have a domain name or a hosting package, you can use my affiliate link down in the description below. And I'm also displaying it on the screen right there. So you can get your domain and hosting from Namecheap, or you can just visit our resources page to get the hosting and domain from any other hosting platform that I have made partnership with. So without wasting much time, let's get started with this live stream. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to log in into our admin area. Okay, so this is a fresh installation of WordPress. If you need to learn how to install WordPress, you can just follow along with some tutorials on my channel. I have a few tutorials about how to install WordPress and also set up WordPress. So first thing I need to do whenever I install WordPress on a new website, I have to come to this screen option here, and then I just like to tick all these, just deactivate them so as to have a focused dashboard whenever you log into your website to work. So what we need to do is let's come to pages. Let's come to pages, and we're going to delete the sample page that we have there. We're not going to be using this. So here's the sample page. Here are the sample pages, so you can just click on them and move to trash. All right. Also, we need to do the same for posts. There's always a sample post, so we can just select this also and move to trash. All right. One last thing. Let's come to plugins, and we won't be needing these two plugins here, so we can just delete both of them. Okay. Next thing we need to do is to come to settings, and we're going to come to permalinks. And here we're going to choose post name, and I'm going to save changes. All right, so these are the basic settings I always do whenever I install a fresh copy of WordPress on my domain. And all right, let's go to plugins and let's add new plugins. Okay, first of all, before we do that, let's change the appearance of our websites. So by the time we visit our website now, we get to see it as this sample text here, and this is actually the work of a team. So this is the 2023 theme from WordPress. So let's come to appearance and select theme, and for this tutorial we're going to be using a theme called Blocksy. So I'm going to click on add new. All right, and I'm going to just put in Blocksy, and we're going to click on install. And we're also going to activate. All right, so we've installed the plugin, the theme rather, and we've activated it. What we need to do now is to just delete this extra theme we have here, since we're not going to be using it. So let me just select on this. So just click on it and click on delete right here. So we're going to delete this. All right, so we have just the one theme we need here. And now we can come to plugins and select add new. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be installing just two plugins. I'm going to be installing Elementor and Element Kits. So let me just search for Elementor. All right. Okay, so this is Elementor. We're going to click on install, and when we scroll down, we're going to find Element Kits. So we're going to install that too. I think these two plugins should be enough to build the landing page you want to build for a one-page website. And also, by the time we come back to this website and we refresh, we're going to see that the design would have changed. And like I said earlier, that is the work of a WordPress team. All right, so let's go back to our backend. Okay, now let's come to installed plugins and let's activate both of the plugins at once. Tick this option to select all the plugins and let's click on activate and select apply. All right, so the plugin has been activated and now let's start designing our websites. So first thing we need to do, we need to come to pages and we're going to select add new. Actually, let me just open add new. Okay. All right, I'm having a little bit of network issues right there. Okay. So, all right. So we're just going to close this. We don't need this dialog box. So I'm just going to give it a title of home, just to signify that this is the home page. And by the time we'll come to this default this template area here, we're going to select this default templates and we're going to choose Elementor full width. So we're going to select Elementor full width so that we're going to be able to design through the full width of the website. So we're just going to click on publish just to publish the page. And by the time we view the page, let's open this page in a new tab. It's going to be a blank page with absolutely nothing on it. So let's wait for the page to load up. All right, so as you can see, this is a blank page with nothing on it. So let's do something. Let's make this home page that we just created, let's actually make it the home page of our website, because whenever somebody visits this one.thewpbro.com or whatever domain name you're using, they are still going to be redirected to this page that we have here, and we want this page to be our home page. So how can we do that? We just need to come back to the backend and let's visit our WordPress dashboard area, and then we're going to scroll down to settings and we're going to select reading. So under reading, we're going to change this option that says your home page displays, and we're going to select a static page and we're going to select home page. If you have a post page, you can also select your post page here. This is going to be a page that's going to have a list of all your posts on your website. So we're going to click on save changes. So by the time we come back to this domain, to this page to refresh it, we're going to see it has been replaced with the new page that we just created. So this is how you can set a custom home page on your WordPress website. So what we need to do now is to start designing. So let's come back to our pages, and we're just going to edit this page, and we're going to edit it with Elementor. So I'm going to click on this blue button that says edit with Elementor. I'm going to wait for the Elementor editor to load up. All right, so we're just going to wait for the editor to load up and we're going to start designing this website. So for this tutorial, we're not going to be doing some sort of crazy designs. We're just going to have a minimal design that is going to just show you how you can go about creating a one-page website. And yeah, I forgot to actually do something. I forgot to activate the container option in Elementor. So I forgot to activate the container option in Elementor, but actually we can do that on this page. Let's click on continue. And here we're going to just click on activate container. I'm going to click on activate container, and we're just going to scroll down. Flexible container, we're going to select active. I also want to select, I want to make the grid container active. And I think let's also select this one. And I don't really think we need any other option for now. So let's just save changes and let's go back to edit our websites with Elementor. So let's refresh this page. All right, so here we are. And also what we're going to be designing today is going to be a website, a landing page for a business that I actually don't have any idea in mind. So we're just going to be designing a custom landing page for a business. So let's start. First thing we need to do is to start with the hero section. So to do that, we're going to click this plus icon and we're going to choose Flexbox. And I'm going to select this store structure that we have here. All right, so we have this structure here now, and what we're going to do now is to have a text at one side and then have an image at the other side. Or we can even decide to do something. Let's close this tab and let's just select this plus icon, select Flexbox, and let's just choose this direction rule. Let's just choose this direction rule, and first thing we need to do is to click on this 6 icon, this 6 dots here, and let's change the background color. So let me just come to style, select classic, and then I'm going to use a color code 1A 1A 1A. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag in some text. So I'm going to drag in heading, I'm going to drag in subheading. Let's drag in text editor. Okay, actually let's change the direction of this container. Let's come back to layouts, and it's actually supposed to go down like this. Okay, and let's drag in a button. Let's drag in a button. So okay, so we have these three elements, 3 widgets right here. So let's start customizing it. So for this heading, we're just going to have some custom text here, and let's just say scale up your business with our services. All right, and for the dummy text, for the subheading rather, I think we should just leave the dummy text as it is. I will have opened ChatGPT now and then use it to generate some text, but I don't want to go through that stress now. So let's move on to the button, and then this one is going to be something like learn more. So we're going to choose learn more. All right, so let's start with the color and other customization. For the text color is going to be white, and we're going to move to the typography. We're going to be using let's use intertight for this. So let's use intertight, and the font size should be around, let's see what we can do with 60. I think it's looking good, not too bad. Let's try to see maybe 55. All right, and then we're going to move on to the subheading. Same thing, we're going to change the color. We're going to change the color to white, and also the font family to intertight. All right, and the size should be around 15 or so. And let's just get rid of this extra space here. Okay, now come to button, and also we need to change the color for the button. So let's make it blue. Let's use this color code 0055DE. Oh, this is the text color. Let's make that one white. And for the background, let's use the 0055DE. I so much love this blue color very well. so I like to use it every time. Now for the font family too, we're going to use Intertight. We're going to be using this font throughout these websites, throughout this design, and we're going to be using normal. Okay, it's as normal. Let's say medium. Let's return it back to normal, and also around 15. Now let's work on the padding for this button. Let's unlink these values. I like to use 20, 50, 20, 50 for my buttons. Okay, and let's remove all the rounded corners to make it have some sharp edges. All right, so one thing we need to do now is just add a little bit of padding to this section, to this container. So let's edit this container and let's come to advanced. So let's try to add the padding to odd size. Let's add 50 and let's see how it looks like. It looks good, but let's unlink the values. Let's add probably maybe 150 to the top and 150 to the bottom. And let's see how that one looks like. Okay, not bad too, not bad. All right, so let's see other things that we can do here. For example, let's see whether we can center these texts. Let's come to content and center this one too. Does it work well like this? All right, like I said, we're not going to be dwelling too much on the design aspects, so we're going to actually focus on actually teaching how to have a single page website. All right, so let's scroll down to the next section. Okay, before we move on, let's just see. I don't think it's supposed to have so much responsibility issue. Okay, let's move this one and also make it centered. Let's come to style and also center this, and I think it looks good for tablet too. And for the mobile version, all right, this is perfect. This is perfect. So let's move on to the next section, and this next section is going to be something like an about us page, an about us section. So we're going to click this plus icon, and this time we're going to be using this structure. All right, so what we need to do now, let's just use a different background, something like F4, F4, F4. So let's use F4, F4, F4. All right, I think this, okay, I can't say anything because it is empty. Let's drag in some elements there. So click on this icon and let's drag in heading. I'm also going to drag in a text editor. Okay, and finally we need to add a button. So let's just copy this same button that we use and let's paste it here. Okay, so one thing we can also do is to copy the styles for this text, but I don't want to change the color because once I copy the style, the color is also going to be copied. So let's just do that manually. Let's change the color code to 1A, 1A, 1A. Okay, all right, so let's also change the font family to Intertight. Like I said, we're going to be using this font throughout these websites, and also the size to 15. Okay, so the heading, let's just say creating solutions for your business. Since let's say 2020. Since 2020. Now let's come to style, and we're going to change this one also to 1A, 1A, 1A. Okay, and let's also change the font family. Let's change the font family to Intertight. Okay, Intertight, and the size should be around 40. 40 should do. Line height, let's change this to EM and probably 1.2. 1.2. The weight, let's say bold. Okay, let's move on. Actually, let me check whether everything is moving on well. Okay, probably 1.2. Okay, so let's move on with the tutorial. Now what we need to do is to add an image to this other side. So to do that, let's just come to, let's select this icon and let's drag the image widget. Now I'm just going to be choosing a random image from my gallery. Okay, let's go to this side and let's choose this. Okay, and select. Now we have an image here. So one thing we can just do is to just make this text longer. So let me just copy this and I'll just paste it multiple times. So let's just copy and let me Ctrl V all the way. Okay, one thing we can now do now is to try to make this better. So let's try to make this better by working on the padding. So let's work on the general padding for this section. I think we can just have around 50 all through. 50, and then we're going to work on the padding for this section. We're going to work on the padding for this section, and let's have probably, let's say 50. Let's say 50 all through for that too. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Let's edit this padding for the container. Let me unlink the values and let's make the top 100 and also the bottom should be 100. The bottom should be 100. Okay, and also this image, we can try to make it rounded. Come to style, border type, let's add around 5 all through, 5 pixels all through. Okay, and I think this heading should be closer. Probably the line height is too much. Let's say 1.1, and let's say extra bold, and also font size 45. All right, I think it looks good like this. Creating solutions for your business since 2020, and then we have this text. Okay, now let's move on to the next aspects. Okay, this one shouldn't be learn more. Let's make this about us. Actually, I don't think there's supposed to be a button since we are designing a one-page website. So let's remove the button. Let's remove the button. Okay, now that we've removed the button, we need to work more on the padding. Probably let's just make this 70. Let's make this 70, and I think we're good to go. And as usual, let's check. Okay, I think we need to work on the responsiveness for tablet version. So let's edit the padding. As you can see, whenever you're editing in another mode, for example, as I'm editing in the tablets mode, all this padding is going to be applicable to the tablets only. So let's just say tablets. Yep, anyhow. So I'm just going to unlink the values. Okay, and for the whole section too, I'm going to remove all the values added. Now let's click on this pencil icon and let's reduce the font. I think something around 35 should do, or maybe 40. Let's see, let's still see 35. We can change it along the line. And also, all right, let's edit this container. Let's have 70 at the top, let's have 70 at the bottom, let's have 20 at the right, and also 20 at the left. Okay, now one thing we can do is to reduce the font size for this. I think 14 should be okay for a tablet. 14 should be okay for a tablet, and we can just decide to have some sort of padding for this section only. Let's say 30. Should we have padding? I don't think so. I think it's going to work better without the padding. Yeah, I think it's going to work well without the padding. Okay, now let's move on to, okay, let's check the mobile version. That one shouldn't have any issue. Okay, now let's move to the next section, and for this section we're just going to have maybe our services. All right, let's make this a services page, a services section rather. So we're going to choose Flexbox and we're going to choose this first one. All right, Now we can just come here to copy this heading, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to make it our services, and I'm going to center it. Okay, one thing we need to do now is to drag in another container inside this container. All right, and then we're going to come back here, and we're going to search for icon. So we're going to use this icon box. So let's drag it inside this container, and let's duplicate it 3 times. Now select this container, the main container that has all these icons inside, and then click on this first icon here to make everything side by side. That is the beauty of designing with containers in Elementor. Now all we can just do for this icon box is to click on this icon settings and then come to advanced. So for the padding, we're going to just give it 40 at the top. We're going to give it 50 at the right, 40 at the bottom, and also 50 at the left. Okay, so this is what we're going to be using for this one. And actually, let's spice up things a little bit. Let's fall back to a black background. I think let's fall back to a black background. Hopefully this is going to work out well. Or let's just try to design with what we have. Let's design what we have. Let's continue with this, and let us go into the advanced design aspect. Now we're going to be editing this icon box. So we're going to come to style, and for this one, let's just say digital marketing. Okay. All right, so we're going to come to icon library, and let's just say we're going to search for what icon can we use to represent digital marketing. Let me first search for digital. Let's search for marketing. Let's see under, wow, we don't have any marketing icon. Okay, let's just use some other thing then. Let's use maybe a web. Wow, is there something going on with this plugin? All right, now let's just try to just select any icon here. What icon can we use to signify digital marketing? Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just choose something. Let's choose Instagram. Let's choose this Instagram icon, and let's move to style. So let's style this. Okay, so we're going to change the text style. So let's come to content, and first of all, we're going to work on the color as usual, 1A, 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 and then the font family, Inter, and that's going to be Intertight. And same thing for the typography, for the description too. We're going to come to typography, and then we're going to select Intertight. Okay, and font family should be 15. I think this is looking good. We can just do something to separate it from the background. Let's edit this container background, and let's come to the default settings. So let's see a different color that we can use, and white is going to have a contrast from the background. So let's select this icon, come back to advanced, select background, and we're going to choose white. All right, so there we have it. Okay, so one thing we can do is to just copy and paste style. So paste the style and also paste the style here, and then we have our services section. So one thing we can just do is to add a padding. So we're going to click on this edit container, and then we're going to come to advanced, and we're going to have padding. Let's say 70 all through. I need to add extra to the top just to give it no, to give it more space. All right, so 100 at the top, 100 at the bottom. Okay, we can also do something. We can add some sort of, let me just copy this, and right there we're just going to paste it, and this is going to serve like a subheading. All right, come to style, and we're going to center it, and there we have it. Let's decide, let's break this. Okay, let's make it like this. All right, so we have our services section here, and let's move on to the last part. This we can skip this last part, but let me just try to duplicate another section. Let me just copy this section and let's paste it here. Okay, so let me just paste this section here, and let's make the background for this one plain white. Come to background, and we're going to make it white, and we can just change the layout by clicking this one. Let's reverse it. Okay, and what can we call this section? We're just going to find something to give it, and let's just move to the last section, which we're going to call maybe contact us. Let's make it contact us. So we're going to select this one, and I'm just going to put in another container inside, and I'm going to give this container another color. Let me just select classic, and let's give it our normal 1A 1A 1A. All right, so let me just come here to copy this site to this heading. Come back here, let's paste it, and let's just have a call to action. Let's say love what you see. Send a message. Okay, now we need to obviously reduce the size. Okay, let's continue to see what we can do. Okay, 40. Let's see, 40 is okay. 40 is okay. For the container, let's have maybe 50 all through, and let's have a call to action too. Let me copy this, and paste it right here. We're going to change the color. Obviously, we're going to change the color to white, and let's copy a button. Let's copy this button, copy, and we're going to paste the button here, and let's center the button. So this one is going to serve as contact. All right, so since this page does not have any, since this website does not have any other page, to successfully have a contact us section, we're just going to come to this link here, and I'm going to type in mail to, and we're going to put colon, and I'm going to type in the email address I want, eben@thewpbro.com. So when somebody clicks on this button, it's just going to automatically open up their email, and then they can send you an email directly. It's going to open their email app, maybe they're using Gmail or any other one, and then they can send you an email directly. So we're going to have this call to action area here. Let's work on it. Let's give it probably some border radius. Let's see, maybe 10. Let's see. Okay, actually this is for the button. I'm sorry. Let's work on the container itself. Let me select the container, style, border, and we're going to give it 10. All right, and let's work on this whole container. Let's unlink the values. Let's give 100 to the top. Let's give 50 to the left, to the right, another 50 to the left, and probably 100 to the bottom too. Okay, so this is the call to action here, and let's see the responsiveness. Let's move to the tablet section. Wow, it looks perfect on tablets. And okay, we have a little bit of problem here, but that should be easy to fix. Let's delink all this. Okay, I think we're going to have some, let's just select this container, and let's change this to grid. All right, let's change this to grid and let's make the column 1. All right, let's make the column 1, and that's just it. Let's just make it look like this on desktop, rather on tablets rather. And let's add paddings back to it. Let's add 100 to the top. Maybe 100 is too much. Maybe 70 to the bottom to 70. Let's see 30 to the right, and let's see 30 to the left too. Okay, I think it looks better this way. And also let's put a little bit of padding to the right side here. Let's add maybe, oh, to the left side, let's add maybe 10. Let's add 10. Okay, it looks good this way. And for this one, I think it's going to be for the right. So let's add 10 to the right too. Okay, now we're done with the design for this website. So one thing we can now do, let's check the mobile version before we move forward. Okay, the mobile version also looks good. Let's just reduce the padding for this. Let's still make it 70 at the top, but this time around we're going to make it 10 to the right, 10 to the left, and 70 to the bottom. Okay, now, all right, now let's move on to the aspects where we're going to make this website actually a one-page website. Now, for this button is going to be about us. So let's select this button. Let's come to content, and here under this link we're just going to put in about. All right, now we're going to come to this section here. We can actually select this one, or maybe select this area here, but let me just select this container. And under advanced, I'm going to come to CSS ID, and I'm going to put that same about. I'm going to put it here. All right, so when somebody clicks on this button, it's going to jump to this next section. So actually, let me update the page and let's see what I'm talking about in a new tab. All right, so I've updated the page. Let me refresh my website and we should have the design here. All right, so by the time somebody click on this learn more, they will jump to this next section. So that's how we can do that. All right, so let's move on. This services section, let's just come here. Let's just come to services. Let's select this edit container, and under CSS ID we're just going to put in services. Don't worry, we're going to make this functional very soon. Let's move on. Under this one we're going to put in, under advanced we're going to put, let's just say let's just call this section, since I don't have a name for it. Let's just say section, but let's say features to make it look better. Let's say features, and for this one let's say contact. Let me just scroll down and let's say contacts. Okay, now we have the CSS ID for all these sections on our websites. So let's just update, and now let's come back to our websites and let's visit the admin area. Okay, we can just hover on this and let's come to menu. So in the menu section, we're going to be adding custom menu, custom links as the menu for these websites. Now this is what we're going to do. Remember, for this section here, this section says about. Now we're going to come here. Let's give it a title. Let's give it a menu name, and let's make it our header and our mobile menu, and let's create the menu. All right, so we're going to come to custom links, and then here we're going to have this website's URL. Let's copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. And now we're going to put this hash sign about. So this is going to be the about us. Let me just put about, and let's add to menu. All right, so we have this here. Which other section do we have? Okay, we have services, so we can do the same. we're going to paste the domain name, and then we use services in our CSS ID. Be careful, like make sure you use the CSS ID you use in this area. If you do not use the CSS ID you use, this thing is not going to work properly for you. So let's select services, add to menu. The next one we have is features. So we're going to paste this, and then I'm going to just put the hash sign, and then we're going to have features, and here we're going to have features, add to menu. So let's just arrange this, services, features, and lastly we're going to have contacts. I think we only use contacts, let me be sure. All right, contacts. So we're going to paste the domain name here, hash sign contacts, and right here we're just going to have contacts too, like so. All right, so I'm just going to save this menu. So let's visit our website in a new tab. So let me just open this website up in a new tab. Okay, so we have the website here, we have our menu at this top. So by the time somebody clicks on services, they'll jump to this services page. By the time somebody clicks on features, they'll move to the features. By the time somebody clicks on about, they'll move to the about section. Okay, we've not added contacts. Did we not save that? Let me paste this one more time, and let's put in contact, and let me just type in contact, add to menu. Okay, and save menu. Okay, let me come back here to refresh, and we should have the contacts right here. All right, so by the time we click on contact also, they will jump to this section, and they can click this button, and it's going to open up their email app. So if I click mine, it's going to open up, I think, which email app am I using? I think I'm using the default one for Windows. And also I think if I should just drag this and open it in a new tab. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I thought it was going to just open up Gmail in my browser. I guess I was wrong. And so this is how you can basically design a one-page website easily using Elementor. Actually, I didn't even use the Elements kit slides I installed in the beginning. So you can just go ahead and ignore that one and just install Elementor alone. So this is the basic design, no animation, nothing serious going on. But actually it works for the purpose of this tutorial. And who knows, maybe later on I can decide to just work on the design and make it professional. So in case you want to see whether the design is going to be available, you can just check, you can sign up for an account on my template store, and I have the link displayed on the screen for you, templates.thewpbro.com, and then you can just check to see whether there's going to be the templates there available for you to grab. So actually we've come to the end of this tutorial. We come to the end of this tutorial. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, try to just subscribe and like this video so that the algorithm is going to suggest it out to other people. And if you have any video ideas for me, you have any suggestions for me, kindly drop them down in this comment section below, and I'll be sure to work on them as time goes on. So also you can support me by buying stuff through my affiliate links. I have them down in the description below. You can just buy your hosting, you can buy your themes, you can buy your plugins through my own affiliate link, and then I'm going to get a small commission for each of your purchase. And this is one of the ways which I can keep providing these free tutorials and live streams for you. So thank you for watching this live stream. I hope you gain some value from it. If there's something you think I've missed, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. And also, before I leave, you can also check out my template store. Let me just quickly show you that you can check out my template store, and you can just decide to buy some of my premium templates. That is one of the ways in which you can use to support me also. But there's a catch here. In the country I live, payment processors like Stripe aren't working. So in case you're from any country outside Nigeria and you're trying to get my templates, you can just make a direct, and then you can just send an email to me, and I'm going to manually complete your order for you. So you can just scroll down to the premium templates area, and then you can just see the premium template that I have here. They're actually cheap, and and you can just get this template to speed up the design process of your website. So thank you for watching, and like I said earlier, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and then turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.